Hi everybody, this is Jason Eagle, your natural health authority with another Healing Matters. We're talking about being healthy, and last time I talked about being out in nature, and that's good, and being by water and being where it's green and lots of life growing and things like that, and there's all kinds of things that are great with that. But there's other things that you can do out in nature. And one of the things that you can do, now a lot of people know about being in nature and for instance, eating things. Okay, you can eat things that are healthy. You can eat plants, but sometimes you don't know what those plants are, and oftentimes people can have reactions to plants. There's other things that you can do with plants that in fact is even healthier, and that is by sniffing things and smelling things. Now, there are things in all plants, everything around you. Plants have these compounds in them. We've heard about aromatherapy, but aromatherapy is not the same thing as this. This is what you're doing is you're taking a plant. So let's say you take this plant and you take it and you crush it. You just crush it and then you smell it, sniff it. And what you're smelling is things that are called terpenes. Terpenes is where we get the name turpentine from, okay? Terpenes are all of these different compounds that have a wonderful smell. Now, some things smell great, some things don't smell that much, some things are very powerful. Now, terpenes they affect our nervous system, they affect our brain. When you smell things, it's going directly into your olfactory nerve that's in part of your brain, and that goes into a very central part of your brain called the limbic system. So what you're doing when you are taking in these terpenes and these very fresh, just crushed right now, so there's no damage that's done to them, the terpenes actually heal your brain. They heal your nervous system. They heal your gut. They heal everything. They also help to reorganize your sense memory. They help to reorganize your brain. They help to eliminate trauma. They help to eliminate stress. They're so healthy for you. Terpenes are the healthiest things that you can do. Now, the problems with terpenes in terms of being able to bottle them up is you really can't. Because anytime you say steam distill something, or you make an aromatherapy, or put something so you can sell it on a shelf, you do damage to it, and it's not the same. Whereas when you go outside, so one of the things that you can do is find a pine needle or find something in the pine tree type of thing. And what you do is you take the plant and you twist it so you break it a little bit. And bring it up to your nose, and don't sniff deeply. You can, but sniff lightly. And just bring it in, and you'll see what it does to your system. Now, pine is a great thing to start with because they're very, very strong, and you smell these things, and each one's kind of different. So there's all these different types of pines, but there's all kinds of other leaves. I don't know what this leaf is. I have no idea what it is, but you crush it. Oh, wow, it's kind of lemony. It has a really nice... Then there's another thing, again, just pick any plant, anything that you can find, and give it a crush. That one's very light. That one's very delicate. This one, I think it's in the mint family or something like that. It's got these little flowers, and you can smell the flowers, or you can smell the leaves, or you can even take and smell the bark. Each thing is different. Give it a crush. Wow. And when you smell it, bring it in. Close your eyes. Let it really affect your senses. But what you're doing is you're also really healing your brain, healing your nervous system. Now, you can go out into the woods and do this, but you can do this all over the place. You can go outside and just grab some of your grass. You can go before you go into an office. Say there's a little plant right there. Pick up a plant and just start experimenting. The terpenes, everybody is affected by them. Nobody's going to have a bad reaction. No one's going to have hives. No one's going to break out. No one's going to get anaphylactic shock or anything like that. So they're extremely safe, but they're extremely powerful, and they're all over. Now, especially when you go into the wild woods. Now, when you go like an area where it's cultivated, where an office, where it's mowed and it's taken care of, yes, you're going to get some terpenes, but they're not as strong. These wild-crafted things that are deep in the woods, those are extremely strong. And part of what you're doing is you're also activating not just your own neurology, but you're activating your DNA. Because, see, these things are stored. So, for instance, we know that there are certain scents that are healing to all humans, no matter where you're born from. So some people are born in areas that they've never smelled coffee, or they've never smelled chocolate, or they've never smelled lemon. But if you give that smell to that person, there's something that happens in their nervous system. There's something that happens that's healing to them, and also memory. For instance, cinnamon. Most people will smell cinnamon and they'll immediately go to, oh, grandma, right? They remember grandma. They remember a memory of something that's good. And then when you're doing this, these are called limbic hacks. When you're doing the sense thing in the woods, or any time that you have a good experience, what it does, it helps to seal it in and become a memory that's locked in place and locked in time in a healing thing. So especially if people are very traumatized or have gone through, have a lot of pain or have a lot of stress in their life. When you go to a good, happy area, if you want that to be stored in your memory bank, stored, which is, I got a lot of bad stuff. How do I get rid of the bad stuff? How do I heal and put more good stuff in? If you have a good experience, when you do a smell, whether it be essential oil or these types of things, what it does is it locks it in time. It locks it in your memory. And it's not just your memory, as I was saying, is in the DNA. These memories from your ancestors are locked into all of our DNA. And so when we smell these things, we don't know what's going to come out, but we know it's good. We know it's healing, and we know it's strengthening, and we know that it's more of a memory of, oh, that's me. That's who I am. So if you ever get lost in your emotions or get lost in just your own life, start doing these things. Get back to nature. But these are some of the things that you can do. Well, what do I do in nature? Here's some activities that you can do. And this is a guarantee. As I said, if you go to places where it's early morning, you go to places where the water is flowing like this, it's not if it will heal you, and maybe not me, it's everybody. Same thing. These terpenes, they're stored in nature, and they're stored in our minds, they're stored in our brains, and they're stored in our hearts. And so oftentimes by getting these things and finding them, you'll have memories that will come back that will be like, wow, there's my grandma. Wow, there's somebody that I had forgotten about. There's a teacher when I was a little kid, because lots of perfumes have these things. And they're not bad. They're all good. And you can make them all good. So terpenes are extremely healing. So go out in nature, go out in your yard, pick a plant, twist it, crush it. There it is. Till next time. Bye-bye.